Hello and welcome to Simply Greg's Here EV. Today we are in Strasbourg, France, actually just north of Strasbourg, France, and we've been here for a few days and we decided to rent a BMW iX40 on this trip. We rented it from Sixt and so far so good. It's my first time driving one of the new BMW i products. I remember when the i3 and i8 launched about 10 years ago. I was at that launch and there wasn't really much action in terms of BMW and EV. They just kept making those same two cars. And then this came out a few years ago as a battery electric vehicle platform. This is actually constructed from carbon fiber, aluminum, and other composites, and all bonded together with resin. And that was the whole idea was behind the i brand, was new composite materials, more efficient drivetrains, battery technology, and all of that. Unfortunately here, we will start, this weighs 5,300 pounds in iX40 trim. iX50 and 60 are tipping the scales at closer to 6,000 pounds. But that's just a product of what this vehicle is. It is I would say it's a full-size SUV. And you know what? I actually find it looks quite good. The front kidney grills on it are just stickers. They're stickers with resin. This is a heated area on here as well. You could see the heating elements. It works. The large kidney grills on such a large vehicle work. I love the thin strip lighting and BMW's new design language. This is riding on 21s, and I have to give credit where credit is due with the chassis engineering department, because this vehicle rides like a cloud. I keep saying that, but it's just so comfortable. If we come around to the back, again, the design language follows in back. That very angular design language follows in back on the tailgate, on the bumper surrounds, and up here as well, you have this little spoiler. It is a full glass roof on it. If we have a look at the inside is where they actually probably did the best job, but there's a few things I don't like. Actually, you can see the carbon fiber weave on the door panels, on the sills and on the B-pillar. The door panel, quite nice again. This is what BMW does well. They have years of customer metrics, data, experience doing this sort of thing. The seat switches moved up to the door, similar to a Mercedes product. If you're familiar with Mercedes, they've always had them on the door. Switch to get out to open the door. We haven't found the emergency releases, so if somebody knows where the releases are, please tell me. Again, it has the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which does sound incredible. The seats too. Beautiful BMW seats. Although this rental car has 30,000 kilometers on it, it's already starting to show signs of wear. So that's something I would keep in mind. But no, everything is nicely assembled. We'll open up, we'll check the back out. Don't mind our road tripping snacks, the bon maman, the madeleines and the waffles, and my favorite in Europe, the orangina. Plenty of room back here. I was actually lying down here the other day. We were a bit tired when we picked this up in Geneva. We picked this up in Geneva and we drove up here to Strasbourg on Friday morning. Again, beautiful interior in back, very, very typical BMW. You could probably see it here, the carbon fiber weave on the C-pillar and the sill as well. It's riding on 21s. 22s are optional, but as I said, they did such a good job with the chassis tuning on this car, and this is exactly what I expected from BMW. It is a bit wallowy in corners, and it feels like it will go on as door handles if you push it too hard, and it really bites in when you turn in really quick. But again, that's just a byproduct of the weight. You can't do anything about that in terms of weight. It is on Swiss number plates because we did pick it up in Geneva on the Swiss side. Open up the back. Pre-open for your convenience. All your charging cables here. Because it's Europe, you have the Type 2 tether. This looks familiar, doesn't it, Laura? It looks quite familiar. This is what we have in our Mini at home as well. They just changed the plugs. Plenty of storage down here in the cubby holes. That lifts up, you have a bit more storage. Plenty of room for bags or your various paraphernalia. Again, carbon fiber here. The doors are made out of some sort of probably carbon reinforced plastic or plastic material. They've been doing that for a while. Come around here. This is the party piece of this car. I keep talking about it. These are the nicest charge port covers on the market, or at least I've tried. They're so nice because, and we are in Europe, so it is CCS2 and Type 2. No NACS in Europe. No, obviously, because we are not in North America. Again, nice back here. For a car that has 30,000 kilometers and is a rental, it does have a bit of damage. It is a bit dinged up, but hey, when you're renting a car like this, that's probably what you want, so you don't get hit with that first time damage. Hopefully we won't. So far, 6 was actually pretty good picking this up, but it's the drop off at 6 that sometimes gets you. Passenger side is very nice as well. A couple complaints. We'll start with the iDrive 8. Again, it's all covered in bugs and scratches. The scratches are not from us. We picked it up like that. I have it on film. Just jump in the passenger side. We'll go through the iDrive 8. But yeah, iDrive 8, and this is something, if you're familiar, we'll just wait for Laura to get in. So if you're used to BMW products, you're already familiar with the layout. You have the rotary knob and your buttons here. I believe this is real wood. But yeah, iDrive 8. This is something that Tesla and maybe the startups get a bit better are the, how should I say, the software dynamics. I just find there's too many screens to go through to get to what you have to need. It's a bit laggy. Here. It's not smooth. I don't feel BMW has ever made a good iDrive system. This is probably their best. I think it's their best. Our Mini has it's a iDrive system, but it's a skin, so we're already quite familiar with the different apps and menus, so that's kind of all the same. But there's just so many menus to go through here and so many settings like gesture control, touchpad. You want to bring up your charging information. You have it here. No battery preconditioning, no manual battery preconditioning on the iX40. And all the usual iDrive stuff. We'll bring up the navigation again here. We'll press nav. It might connect to CarPlay actually. So yeah, here we'll connect this up here. Navigation. That guy in that Renault looks like he has a problem with his clutch. The navigation doesn't work well. I think that's where Google still might have the edge, is the navigation, but it works well enough for what you need. But yeah, iDrive 8, iDrive in general has always been a complete mess. That's where Tesla, hands down, I think is the best system on the market, especially in terms of the integration with the EV and the software side of things. Tesla, hands down, the best on the market. I don't like how you have to press a start-stop button to get to start the car and turn it off. There's no automatic detection to turn the car on. It will unlock the doors where proximity, that's fine. I don't like how they have this big, almost like transmission tunnel here, but I guess it's hiding the HVAC piping and all of that. Well, we can start it up here. We'll start it here. Starts up fine. There are different sound modes. You click my modes. You have personal, sport, efficient, expressive. I'll actually play them now for you. See, wasn't that great? You got to hear sport, expressive, and relax. Amazing sounds. I think that's cool. That's not a gimmick. That's something cool. That's something what BMW does, is they do all this active sound design. They spend millions upon millions of dollars on the active sound design. I do like the steering wheel. It's this quasi, I would say it's almost like an octagon of some sort. It's trying to be a yoke, but it's still a wheel. Very comfortable. Interior is very comfortable. Seats are very comfortable. As I said, driving dynamics are good. We'll just go back outside the car. I think that covers the interior. Again, room down here, plenty of room. Seat switches back here. as I said, this is the base model. So this one has a 76.6 kilowatt hour nominal battery. About 72 of that is usable. Peak charging on this is 150 kilowatts. It will do 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. That's about what we've experienced. I haven't seen 150 kilowatt peak on this yet. I saw about 133, 140. We've mostly been charging on Tesla superchargers. We've V3 and V4. We've done one LPtronic hypercharger for 300. The last charge we did was quite a low state of charge. It will peak. I don't think the charging curve is too great on the iX40. It's an amazing road tripper, but to me it just doesn't have that overall efficiency that you need on a road trip, and it doesn't have that nice charging curve that's so crucial on a road trip. Yes, it charges quick. The curve is all right, but it's not like a Tesla. You just can't roll up to a supercharger, throw it on the throw the plug in, and you're hitting 250 kilowatts and just riding that wave from a low state of charge. This will not do that. This will start really tapering off around, I would say, 40% state of charge. Like really starts hammering it down. It will go to 90, 75, and kind of like it's almost like this curve is always peaking up and down. Very strange, but in terms of a road tripper and comfort, this is amazing. We have been driving this. Like I said, we have drove this from Geneva to Strasbourg. We drove it into Germany today. We went to Baden-Baden, and now we're heading back into Strasbourg. It is just so comfortable and quiet inside. I called it a sensory deprivation tank. In fact, it's just a bit too quiet, I find at times. Power is good too. 320 horsepower, 240 kilowatt output. 0 to 100 about 6.1, 6.2 seconds, 0 to 60 about 6 seconds. So yeah, even on the Autobahn today, we had it topped out 200, 202 kilometers an hour, no problem. They got there no problem. I will post that video as well up here. And like always, if you've made it this far, please think about liking and subscribing. It helps us out a lot. We do come to Europe quite often. These trips aren't cheap, so we try to roll it in with a vacation and pick up a cool car to rent to film some content with it. And if you want to speak about an even cooler car, there is a MG4 there. That's probably one of my favorite cars. That's what I actually really wanted to rent had we went to Frankfurt. I really wanted one of those. But yeah, I think that about sums it up for the BMW iX. I am not a large fan of it. It is a great product from BMW. This here is about 70,000 euros back home. They start around 80. Good luck finding it at that without options. You're probably going to be looking back in Canada about $90,000 for this vehicle, which I think is just too much. It's too heavy, it's too big. Go out and get a Model Y, or even go out and get a used Model S, because I think those are much better purchases. Unless you really want the BMW brand, then you might as well just go for the iX M60 or whatever it's called, the top trim one. But as I keep saying, it weighs over 5,000 pounds, and that is an absurd amount of weight for something that is constructed from composite materials, aluminum, and so on and so forth. And it has a relatively small battery pack. I don't understand how it weighs so much. It's absolutely mind-boggling. So that's it for now. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.